What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Jesus Coin yet again. What an interesting, week it's been. Boring more or less, right? But today, actually, has promoted, the last 24 hours has promoted some of the smallest amounts of volume we've seen throughout this whole consolidation phase. And I think, I've been calling for it to be a consolidation phase since we had this day, right? We'd more or less move sideways. If we moved up, we'd go down. If we went down, we'd move up. I literally said that, like those exact words back here. What was I going to say before I started stroking my ego there? But we're seeing the least amount of volume. We're seeing the least amount of volume that we've seen throughout this whole range right now. We're at less than $1 million in volume over the last 24 hours. And some people might be like, is that bad? Is it good? Better, more volume is probably better, right? But when you're in a consolidation phase and your volume is dying out, that means that we are coming to the end of the consolidation phase, right? Which is what I was saying in yesterday's video too, talking about this Fibonacci flip here, where we went green. We did end up closing it green, and we're already on another green day here. Again, to put this in perspective, red, green, red, green, red. The third time red, we flipped green, we expanded. Here, the second time red, we flipped green, we expanded. I very much think this consolidation phase is more comparable to this one than it is this one, but all that to say, I don't think that we're going to flip red again, is what I'm trying to say. Especially with how low volume we did. If we were to flip red, I would assume that would mean that we're breaking out to the downside. And we could. You guys, we absolutely could. I know I personally don't expect it. I know a lot of you probably don't expect it as well. I think we would all be caught off guard if that happens. Maybe there's some Jesus bears out there who really think that it is going to top off. Whenever I draw it like this, it kind of looks nice, right? But maybe if I draw it the other way, it looks even nicer. But I do think we're coming to the end of this consolidation is really what I'm trying to get at. I think that this low volume, it's classic. It's kind of like a classic sign that when the volume does come in, we are going to pick our direction, whatever direction it is. My bias is toward the upside. But again, it is completely possible to break to the downside, guys. If we were to break down, what to look for would really be price going below at all, really, like going below this low here at 6022. I guess that's the low here, 602175. If we go below there, that wouldn't be good. At this point, here, closing below this day as we did here, I wasn't concerned about it personally, but I think I would be concerned if we actually closed a day below this day now. I personally would be concerned. So hold above 6026. You can go below there, but don't close below there. I don't know if we will go below there, but all that to say, man, that's kind of like what to look for in the bearish scenario. If you want to look at the bullish scenario, then the area that we really need to look for, I suppose, in like the more immediate term, would be this 6039, kind of like 604 area. If we can get above there, I think at that point, like, it's really on. That'll be like our breakout of this consolidation phase. And as you can see here, that's kind of been where we've been finding our tops, right? We went a little bit higher than that on this one, but it's the golden ratio itself. Getting above there, to me, would signal that like our next major stopping point would be somewhere in this realm of expectations at the 1272 to the 1618, again between 6075 and 5010. And we absolutely could go higher, as you guys may or may not remember from yesterday's video, talking about going all the way up to 5075, which would be like a 23x from here, 24x from here. It'd be crazy, but we absolutely could do that. It is possible. I do want to see real quick, just go over some stuff I might not have gone over last time. This is a low cap coin still, right? It's very low amounts of volume, but let me just see here. Jesus Coin real quick on this. Number 564. I remember when it was 1,500, man. It's crazy. Good job. But less than $1 million in market cap, or 24 hour, I'm sorry. It's about $48 million in market cap right now. The fact that it wicked below its 382 so much, I think, is okay. Don't look at these wicks as breaking the 382. Really, what we did was, on a closing basis, we held that 382 very tightly. And whenever you see a strong move, a little bit, fibs are more of like my area of expertise. I still have, you learn more all the time, and there are still probably plenty of tricks that I don't know about fibs, but it's something that I'm more or less like pretty comfortable with. And I've identified a lot of patterns, and like there's all kinds of things you can do with fibs, man. Like, you want to learn harmonics, you want to learn Elliott wave theory, you want to learn just basic like fib behavioral patterns, I'm going to teach you one right now. And I've talked about it very commonly on this channel, is that whenever you get a strong move, specifically when you see a strong move, which I feel like this is a strong move right here, right? We moved up in the course of from November 13th to December 2nd, so in less than like half a month's time, basically half a month's time, we moved up 700%. Okay, I would consider that a strong move. Okay, with the most volume we've ever seen, I would very much consider that a strong move. With strong moves that promote continuation, you generally do find support at your 382. A lot of people, when they're learning about the Fibonacci, we all get really excited and we fall in love with the golden ratio, the 618. And the 618 is very important. It is a very important level. But there's times where you can kind of more or less disregard it. Like, you always pay attention to it. It's good to know where it is. But when you're facing a strong move like this, I really don't look at the 0.5 that often anyways, but I don't even look below the 382. I look at this to be held as support, because if we move up heavily, have a strong move, and we hold the 382 as support as we've been doing, especially with this like ping pong in between the 236 and the 382, that implies that we're going to see an extension, a continuation of this move overall. And how you would measure that more or less is you take the top to bottom here, you get your extensions. The minimum move would be all the way up to the 756, right? But to kind of get a better idea of that, again, you know, from here, from this low to like where we expanded to, that was a 181%. From this low to where we expanded to, that was a 682%. I would think that we at least go above this, and maybe we go in between these two numbers, or potentially even we go above 682%. And if we were to go above 682%, that could take us all the way up to 502, around that area. You know, maybe we do, maybe we don't, maybe we go a little bit in between there. Again, the fibs, you know, from top to bottom, the expected range would give us a 300% growth to maybe a 230% growth, which both of those numbers are above this one here. But as I mentioned in a previous video as well, talking about runs, right? We're on a run up right now, right? We're running up. They tend to end with a bang. You can go back and check all kinds of charts, stocks, cryptos, commodities, whatever, real estate market. When they end, they don't sometimes, and it happens. It's not completely rare. It does happen, but most of the time they don't fizzle out. They end with a bang. You get like a pretty big, and maybe not a blow off top, but you get the bigger moves of it. And it could be maybe not the biggest move. If it's not the biggest move, some of the bigger moves, I hope I'm making sense, come at the end of the rally up. Just as most of the time some of the bigger moves to the downside come at the end of the rally down. Now, this isn't really a good example of that, but still I stand by what I'm saying there. So all that to say, you know, on this whole experience up, the biggest candle we've seen so far was a 230% week. By the logic that I was just saying, we could see a week that is greater than 230%, right? We could end this with a week that's greater than 230%, and that would take us up again to that 501 area. Maybe we see one that's greater than 400%. Maybe because this was at the beginning of the move. You tend to get big moves at the beginning or at the end, right? Or both. Maybe we don't see one that's as big as this, but we see one that's bigger than like relatively any of these here, which this one was 112% in a week. This one here was 288% in a week. So, I mean, we could see an absolutely like bigger week is what I'm trying to get to, which again, all that to say, to confirm the idea that we probably will break above that 5-0 marker. Somebody said that we got listed on BitGet. I'm curious, because I don't think that we did. I don't have BitGet, but I really don't know. Yeah, I don't think we got listed on BitGet, personally. I think you can search for it on BitGet, maybe? No, you can't. Yeah, so I mean, maybe you know something I don't know, but as far as I know, it's not on BitGet. Or maybe it was a different exchange, and I'm remembering it wrong. But somebody said that. I just wanted to check it out here. But all that to say, guys, I think I've droned on long enough with like more or less the same old stuff. Very bullish that we're green on the Fibonacci daily. The 4-hour RSI, you know, you had a double bottom here. You had bullish divergence to end it. You're looking constructive right now. This is all good things for sure. 1 hour looks bullish as well, kind of neutral, right? Not like we're going to break out like immediately today. We could at any point in time, of course. Low cap coin means we could see explosive movements at any time, but very short amount of times, like small amounts of time below the 50. Most of the time is above the 50. And then again, you know, this daily here confirming that we did in fact come back up above the 50, and generally the last couple times that we've done this, we have seen the double bottom, but we've at least gone up to this 60 area. And I just want to address this real quick because this is something I was thinking about earlier. I think it's very important that if we want to see this breakout happen now, more or less, before we get this double bottom in the 50, which again, I don't know if I would lean on that so much, even though we've seen that the last couple times. We saw the double bottom here, we saw the double bottom here. Because we are at such low areas of volume, a double bottom on the 50 would mean prices going lower. And I think if we go too much lower, man, we're going to break out to the downside, which wouldn't be a good thing. All the more reason why getting above this area that rejected us the last 2 times and gave us these double bottom scenarios, getting above the 60 area on our daily RSI, and my RSI is set to the 10, I think it's important. I think it really is important. And if and when we do that, I think we'll have all the confirmation we need that things are really getting going right now. Right now we have hopes. We have a lot more hopes than we have before. Things are looking a lot better than they have in like the last few days. But we still have a lot to go before, you know, I'm confident or comfortable in saying that it's breakout time. Get above this 618. Get above basically 604. Get above there. Positive reaction would incline me to believe that we see these minimum expected areas, and then get above the 60 on the daily RSI, and it's on, man. It's on. I'm really very much excited about this green flip in the Fibonacci. Let's just keep it going. That's really all I got to say. So if you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. I appreciate all of you for coming. Thank you very much, and we'll just keep doing these day-to-day videos, man, until maybe until after the burn, maybe until the burn. I don't know, man. It's a lot to talk about it every single day, but it's definitely relevant right now, man. I think that it's an exciting time. Oh, before I go, there's a lot of you out there that ask, and I hope that you made it this far in the video, that ask how to buy Jesus coin. I feel like I get that question a lot, and I use Coinbase Wallet. Coinbase Wallet is different than Coinbase. It's a decentralized exchange set up by Coinbase, right? And there's other decentralized exchanges. I know Silos through the Discord, he uses CalSwap. He said that it's pretty good on there. Uniswap probably has the most liquidity, and it's what's nice about Uniswap is you don't have to swap. You can actually set prices, like you can set buys and sells there, limit orders. On Coinbase Wallet, you have to swap. You basically do like a market price swap. It's not a market order, it's a swap, so it's cheaper fees, but the fees due on any of these decentralized exchanges, they depend on how much network activity is going on, right? Like when there's more activity, probably higher fees. When there's less activity, probably cheaper fees. So I would assume, you know, at the top, and again, guys, man, if you're here, this is a thing you need to hear as well. You need to have money on these decentralized exchanges, not to buy Jesus coin, but to sell it when it comes time to sell, if you're planning on selling like I am. Don't just have your Jesus coin on there and nothing else. You're not going to be able to sell it. You won't be able to pay for the fees. So if you're sitting there right now and you're planning on selling like I am, around the burn or on the burn or whatever, or at some point, get some money on that exchange. Even if you're not planning on selling, like just get some money on there, man, so that you can sell, so that you have the option to. It's better to have the option to sell than need to sell and not have that option, because especially when things are high trafficked, like whenever things are like the networks are overloaded, it can take more time to send those coins from whatever exchange to Coinbase Wallet or to Uniswap or whatever, you know. So get your USDTs, get your Ethereums, get your whatever blockchain you're using to do your swaps, to do your transactions through. Get those on these decentralized exchanges so that you can sell. Because on centralized exchanges, when you sell, it just takes it out of your total, right? It just takes out of whatever you do. The decentralized exchanges, you need that money on the side to actually process the transactions. So, but all that to say, yeah, Uniswap, CalSwap, Coinbase Wallet's what I use. Though, you know, I don't know why I don't use Uniswap, honestly. I just used Coinbase Wallet first, but I might move them over to Uniswap now that I'm thinking about it, because setting the limit orders is really nice. But enough about me, man. I hope that I gave you guys a little bit of entertainment and things to think about. I am very happy with this daily close that we had here, closing 16% in the green. I think that we will continue. I don't think that we're breaking out just yet, but look for that breakout again around that 604 level, the 618, the golden ratio itself. And I think closing above here would also be reasons. Closing a day above 6036 would be enough reason to get excited as well, because that'd be the highest daily close we've seen in a couple weeks. So without any further ado, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more, and that's all I got for you guys. So take care, have a good day, good night, bye-bye. I'll see you on the next one.